Hey, what's up, my friends? JT DeBold is coming at you today for the Elite Marketing Pro Daily Dose of Awesome. Great to be with you on a Friday as we close out another big week here in the EMP community and really welcome in a whole brand new month. This is the 2nd of February. Hopefully you are off kicking butt, taking names, and getting ready for another big month here. And love to see what's going on with you and your business as you're jumping out here. Let me know where you are tuning in from. And as you do, let me say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time it is for you, no matter where you might be tuning in from on the Big Blue Marble. Thank you for joining us here each and every single Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific for the Daily Dose of Awesome, your 15 minutes of inspiration, education, and motivation. Great to have you with us. I see Michelle Pesco-Solito. What's happening, girlfriend? She is down there in Minneapolis, Minnesota for the Super Bowl. Hope you guys, you and Bill are enjoying that out there. Melinda, what's going on? Central Pennsylvania. Angel Whitney. Cedric Wilson, what's going on, my friend? Good morning. Good to see you. Steve Byram, freezing in North Alabama. Hey, buddy, I feel for you. If it makes you feel any better, it's raining here in Seattle. We are still in the middle of our move. It is pouring rain. As you can see, I'm in a very empty room here. This is the final day of our move. We're going to be, finally getting all this stuff done. But I do appreciate you guys coming out here and joining me. Great to see you. Anna Lee, what's going on? Good to see you, girl. Hannah Benson, David Barsh, Dasha Wright, Michelle coming in. Hey, girlfriend. Hey, listen, go Pats. I'm excited for you guys. I think it's cool that you and Bill, Kate and Andrew McShay, everybody getting together to watch the Super Bowl this weekend. That's going to be cool for you guys. I'm excited. All right, so check this out. I was thinking about this a lot. Actually, I think about it quite a bit. And my thought for this morning was I actually had a whole different topic planned for the Daily Dose of Awesome. But I was thinking about it. I was like, what's one of the most important things that I've learned in all the years I've been doing business, over almost 12 years as an entrepreneur? One of the most important things that I've learned to leverage in my business, what is it that I could share with you guys that's pertinent, that's timely, something that doesn't just show up as kind of trendy, but something that withstands the test of time? And I was thinking about this as we were moving boxes and moving furniture yesterday, and I got to thinking about this one thing that just kept coming up for me. It was the same thing that kept coming over and over me. And the thing that we're going to be talking about today is one thing I want you to understand is it doesn't matter what kind of marketing you're doing, right? So whatever tactically is going on in your business, this will absolutely help you do more and better of that. It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, whether you're in network marketing, traditional brick and mortar business, if you're a service provider like a coach, a consultant, maybe you are a chiropractor, maybe you're a real estate agent, regardless of what your industry is, all right? And regardless of what tactics you're using to build your business or even strategies that you're using to build your business, this particular thing, which I like to refer to as a force multiplier, will absolutely help you crush it in business. I've noticed this quite a bit lately just in my own life, looking around, seeing some pretty amazing people doing some amazing things. And when I see people succeed, let me ask you this question. Doesn't it feel awesome to see people succeed? Like when you see your friends out there, you see people you look up to, maybe you see people that you've brought along in business. Isn't it a lot of fun to watch them take off? I certainly enjoy that. I'll tell you, as the Director of Leadership Development here at EMP, one of my favorite things to do inside the mentorship program is to see the people we mentor spread their wings and fly. To me, it's one of the coolest things to watch, one of the most pretty amazing things to observe. And if you feel that way as well, give me a 1 in the chat box. If you feel great when you see other people succeed, give me a 1. Here's the key to that. There's a very important aspect to that feeling, all right? And it's very important for your business. I want you to pay close attention to this because when you see other people succeed, it actually helps you succeed. So I see some folks, David Barr saying 1, Jill Samuel, what's going on, girlfriend? Chuck Kewen, Sally Prague over there in the UK. A lot of people dialing 1 in here, and that's awesome. Here's what's cool. When you have that true sense, that authentic feeling of, hey, man, it feels really great to see other people succeed, to see other people happy in their business, that is a sense of gratitude, all right? And I want to talk about the power of gratitude. I know you hear this quite a bit, and it might come off sometimes as a little bit cliche. Hopefully it doesn't, because it's a very powerful, like I said, it's a force multiplier. Now, what does that mean? A force multiplier means that if you put 1 unit of force into it, you get more units of force on the back end of it. 5 times, 10 times, 100 times more when you place it into action, right? So if you put gratitude into your business, you're going to get 5, 10, 20, who knows, multiples of good stuff coming back to you. But here's the key. It has to be authentic. You got to really, truly feel it from your core. So a moment ago when I was talking about Michelle and Bill out there in Minneapolis at the Super Bowl, I know how exciting that is for them because they're diehard Patriots fans, right? So their team's in the Super Bowl, about to do something pretty remarkable. I feel pretty happy for them. I think that's cool. They have busted their butts to get to a place where they can actually do that, where they can just say, hey, we're going to go jump on an airplane. We're going to fly out there. We're going to see the team, our team play in the big game. I think that's amazing. That makes me feel great. Even though it's not my team, even though it's not my Super Bowl, I think it's amazing to see other people succeed and win. I know how great it feels. So when you see that, do you not feel amazing? Does that not just like lift your spirits? When you see other people succeed and you think to yourself, man, good for them, man. That is so cool to see that. When you feel that way, it's kind of, you feel like, okay, I'm sending that information out, that energy out, but what's in it for me? Hopefully that's not the feeling you get, but understand this. There is always something in it for you. Number one is it clears your mind, right? Instead of thinking about all the bad things or all the things that aren't working, you start thinking to yourself, see, there's proof positive. There's evidence that something is working. For somebody somewhere, they figured it out, which means that the possibility is open for you. Number two is it puts you in a completely different mind frame. Instead of thinking about what's not working, instead of thinking about how hard it is, instead of thinking about how long it's taking, you turn around and you say, you know what? It's just kind of nice to take a mental and energetic vacation from the grind. And that's one of the most important things I want you to take away from today. So one thing I love about Fridays is it gives you a chance to kind of reset, right? Most people take Saturdays and Sundays off, and that's cool. And regardless, even if you're a 7-day-a-week type of person, most people around you, the world around you, kind of resets over the weekend, okay? And by the way, maybe your weekend is different. Maybe your weekend isn't Saturday, Sunday. Maybe it's Tuesday, Wednesday. The point is this, is that anytime you have a chance to do a reset, whether it's a weekend or just one day off, I want you to really scale back and look back on the week that was and the week that's coming up, the days that you've spent over the past whatever it is stretch of time, and ask yourself, what awesome things happened? Even if they didn't happen directly to you. Maybe you look around and you see people rallying around somebody. Maybe you see somebody who's succeeding, somebody who's climbing. Maybe you see somebody who is hanging in there, and that inspiration is something that you look at and go, man, that's so cool. I love to see that. The point is take a look around and look at how awesome things are. This hit me yesterday. We're moving, and in the first part of the day, no problem. You know, it was overcast. It was a little bit chilly, but no big deal. And we're moving furniture and we're moving the big heavy stuff, and everything's clicking along pretty nicely. And then about midday, the rain came. And when it came, man, it came down. And here in the Pacific Northwest, we're kind of known for our rain, especially this time of year. And it was easy to get kind of frustrated and think, oh, man, you know, now we're like moving furniture out into the rain to get it into the truck. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, I promised myself the next time we moved, I was going to hire people to do this. But then I realized I'm doing this with my wife and my kids. We're kind of, you know, having a little bit of family time doing this. We're getting some physical activity in, and we're moving into a new place that's totally awesome. And I couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for that. And I looked at my Facebook feed. I happened to post a picture of the moving truck. I was making kind of a little bit of a joke pointed at Elon Musk. If you guys saw my Facebook post, you know what I'm talking about. And I thought to myself, man, it's so cool to see all these people that were kind of like jumping on the bandwagon and giving me some support. You know, even though they're not here physically moving boxes, they kind of lifted me up, made the whole load just a little bit lighter. My point is this, is that when you feel gratitude, you feel lighter, you feel stronger, you feel faster, you feel more capable. You feel more creative. There are times where maybe the solution that you've been looking for that's been evading you suddenly comes to you simply because you are in that place of gratitude. But here's the interesting part. When I talk about it being a force multiplier, the other thing that it does is it starts attracting more cool stuff to you. And I'm not talking about some woo-woo kind of stuff. I'm talking about all of a sudden, it's almost as if your eyes are open, right? It's almost like taking that shot of coffee or tea in the morning and that caffeine kicks in and you're like, woo, man, you know, the cobwebs are suddenly clear and I'm thinking and seeing things better. When you come from a place of gratitude, all of a sudden you start to see possibilities. You start to see opportunities. You start to recognize people that maybe before were kind of hidden behind the veil of whatever it could have been, your frustrations, your sadness, your disappointment, whatever it might have been. And then when you bring gratitude into it, all of a sudden things brighten up. Do they not? If this resonates for you, if you've ever felt the power of gratitude and how it can absolutely shift the momentum for you, if you've ever felt that time when you started to come from a place of gratitude, things seem to kind of click for you a little bit better. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden the result happened, but all of a sudden you started to feel that momentum kick in. You started to feel the acceleration in your actions show up. If that's ever happened to you, give me a 2 in the chat box. I want to see if I'm the only one that's feeling this, because I'll tell you, it's one of the most powerful things. If you've ever felt down in your business, if you've ever felt down in a relationship, ever felt frustrated, even stuck in traffic or paying bills or paying your taxes, if you can get to a place of gratitude, it shifts everything. And if you agree with me, give me a 2 in the chat box. I'm curious if this is resonating with you guys. See a lot of cool people. Hey, what's up, Courtney Hackman? She's an awesome leader here in the community. A lot of people jumping in saying yes. Okay, that's cool. Here's what's interesting too, and I want to share this with you because I want to bring it back to a business and even a marketing standpoint. We talk a lot about emphasizing the pain, all right? And we say, okay, listen, you got to know your customers and your clients, and you got to know your target audience and your market. You got to understand what their pains are. And it's very important that you understand this, because the pain is what typically drives them to actually take action, all right? So in your marketing, especially in your ads, it's important to use pain. We get this question quite a bit in the workshop. So people ask us, hey, listen, if we're using pain, if we're using frustration, if we're using negativity, does that not make us more negative people? Does that just not reinforce the bad stuff? And the answer is it could, depending on where you're coming from. It could, depending on what your perspective is as you put that message out there. The way I like to think of it is this: I'm a leader leading people to a solution. I have the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. I know exactly what I could do for these folks and how it might impact their lives. And so I come from a place of gratitude. I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm thinking to myself, man, how lucky am I to be in a place that I've put myself in, that I've worked hard to create for myself to help other people. That feels pretty amazing to me. The second piece to it is, I think to myself, how awesome is it that I showed up and stepped into that responsibility? And then all of a sudden I realized that even though sometimes that ad may have a negative spin to it, it's not meant to be negative. It's meant to wake them up and meet them where they're at. Does that make sense? So in your advertising, if sometimes it feels like it's negative, does that mean that you're not coming from a place of gratitude? Absolutely not. Sometimes you have to speak the language of your client. Sometimes you have to speak the language of your audience in order for them to even hear you. Then what you can do is, through the other marketing, through your Facebook Lives, through your podcast, through your videos, through anything that you do to communicate with them, you can bring that sense of gratitude. Does it mean that everything has to be shiny, happy, and always uplifting? No, it doesn't. It just means that if you approach things from a place of feeling grateful, feeling appreciative of everything and everybody that you interface with, then suddenly everything becomes easier and quicker. Now, is this easy? No, it's not easy. Sometimes it can be downright difficult. If you've ever been in that position, maybe you're going through it right now, but even if you're not going through it right now, maybe you've been in that position where you're frustrated, you're kind of, you're up against the stops, you're up against resistance, you keep hitting the same damn barrier left and right, and you're saying to yourself, yeah, it's a lot easier said than done to feel the gratitude than give me a 3. All right, and I'm going to hold my number up here. I've definitely felt that. I understand that sometimes when you're frustrated, when you're tired, when you're beat down, feeling gratitude is not the easiest thing. In fact, it might feel even a little bit repulsive. You may be saying to yourself, screw that. So if you've ever felt that experience, give me a 3. I'm just curious, because it does. It's one of those things where, hey, Chuck, Ray, I got you, man. I appreciate you too. And more people, a lot of people jumping out here saying 3. Admitting that. It is, right? There are times where you say to yourself, okay, dude, easier said than done. And I want you to understand this. I totally get it. Listen, I'm a very pragmatic guy. When I flew aircraft in the United States Navy, we were not people that got all rah-rahed up, right? We were never woo-woo people. In fact, to this day, that stuff still makes me a little bit nauseous. The point I'm trying to get to is this. When you truly come from a place of gratitude and appreciation for your opportunities, truly come from a place of gratitude and appreciation even for your challenges, even for your detractors, even for and especially for your quote-unquote haters, all of a sudden it shifts everything. It puts you back in a place of power. It puts you back in a place of leadership. Instead of being a victim to that circumstance, instead of being a victim to that negativity from other people, you have stepped up and shown how strong you truly can be, because that adversity will not beat you down. You choose gratitude and appreciation over negativity and drama. And that, my friends, is one of the most powerful parts to this. So remember, to be a true leader, it doesn't mean that every day you got to be shiny and happy. It doesn't mean that every day's got to be amazing. It just means that if you can show up and have a sense of gratitude and a sense of appreciation for things, what you can do is actually shift the momentum for yourself. And when you do that, you'll lead other people with you. You will actually pull them with you because they're going to say, you know what? Even though my life might suck right now, or my circumstances may not be ideal, I at least see a beacon of hope with this person, meaning you. And if you can show hope to somebody else, that's a very powerful gift. And I want you to remember that. People need hope, but hope is not a strategy. Hope is just that crack in the foundation. It's that beacon of light that comes through and says, there is possibility on the other side of this brick wall. Now what we have to do is apply that strategy, that hard work, that elbow grease, literally roll our sleeves up and get to work pounding against that wall to break through and help get through to that next level. The last piece of, I guess, I don't want to call it advice, just the last word that I'd love to give you of mentorship is to realize this, is that there's one thing you can do at the beginning and the end of every single day to really bring gratitude into everything you do. And by the way, this will effervesce in your marketing message. This will show up in your posture. It'll even show up in the way you approach your business. My family and I do this thing called 3 great things. So at the end of every single day, right before bed, we come together, the 4 of us, and we talk about what 3 great things happened to you today, or 3 good things. Now, some days you're saying to yourself, man, like yesterday, we're like, 3 great things happened to us. We got to move into our new house. We got to have an awesome meal. We got to spend time together. That might be 3 good things. But there might be days where you say to yourself, hey, man, 3 good things. Number 1, I woke up. You know, today I got one more day on the calendar, one more day of life. And if that's the best you can do, isn't that better than looking at the negativity and the down, you know, the stuff that's keeping you down? I certainly believe it is, and I've experienced that in my own life. Realize this, if you can just find 3 good things that happen for you, I promise you this, it'll be a whole different day. You'll realize what the true gift is. If that person rejected you, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they were not the person you wanted to work with. If the sale that you were expecting didn't come through, or the commission that you've been waiting on hasn't come through, maybe that person, the client, hasn't paid the bill and you're waiting to get paid. And you say to yourself, man, I'm so grateful that that money is coming to me. I'm so grateful that this opportunity is still here. I'm so grateful that I can actually show up to it tomorrow as hard as I showed up to it today, and even better. When you approach it that way, everything changes for you. And if you agree with this, if you truly believe this, give me a fist pump. Give me one of those virtual fist pumps here in the chat box, because I truly, I'll believe this. I believe this with all my heart. If you can approach it and find that place of gratitude, especially in the times when you don't feel it, especially when you're down and you're frustrated, it's a really great place to be. I see, there we go. Lots of fist pumps coming in. Awesome. I appreciate that. All right, listen, my friends, I appreciate you. Thanks for being here with us Monday through Friday. Thanks for showing up with your enthusiasm. But more importantly, thanks for coming to the world as an entrepreneur. Thanks for bringing your best stuff. We are making a difference together, shoulder to shoulder, and this EMP community is truly amazing. Do you agree? I love you guys. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thanks for showing up here Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. We're going to be coming back here next week. I got to tell you, I'm pumped, man. Next week's lineup is going to be exciting. Fernie's going to have a great guest coming out here. You are not going to want to miss that. Lots of great mentors coming out, some new faces, some faces from the past that you may haven't seen in a while. So it's going to be an exciting week. Make sure you dial in here. It's going to be a big one. Go out there this weekend. Do the things you love to do. Spend time doing them with the people you love being around. Think about the 3 great things in your life right now. Think about your business. Think about the possibilities. Think about the road forward. And if you think about the past and things haven't been so great, be grateful for how strong and how resilient those challenges and those things have made you to this point. By the way, if you got some value from this video, if you know some people in your network, maybe even in your own life that need to hear this message, get out there and share this. Share it freely. Share it with as many people as you want. The more people that see these kinds of messages, the more people we can reach. And of course, make sure you subscribe here, facebook.com/Elite Marketing Pro. And if you haven't had the privilege yet, and if you haven't had the opportunity, get yourself over to EliteMarketingPro.com and access our free and scale your business online. And remember, no matter what course you fly in life, fly high, fly fast, and fly far. Have an amazing weekend. We'll see you next week.